All right, good morning, everybody. Here in Kalamazoo this morning, doubleheader against the West Michigan Bombers. Played them the Nations Cup right after Thanksgiving, and they beat us pretty easily. So we'll see how today goes. All right, so starting lineup, we'll have, looks like, I think Cam Black is back in net. We'll have Colin Peters at right wing, Braden Morris at center, Tate Meese at left wing, Cash Christian, and Cam Hill back at D. Bombers bring it in the zone and drop it back to their D, but it gets pushed out of the zone here. And we got a 3-on-2 develop. That's offsides. All right, we'll get a line change here. We'll have Bomer and Short back at D. We'll have Burnett, Ludlow, and Page up front. Battle in the neutral zone here. And puck gets dumped deep. Perfect. And Bombers dumps it in deep on us. They'll go for a change here. Up to Page, and back to the Bombers in their own zone here. We've got Robbins, Myers, Page out right now. Page is going to go off, and Hepler's coming on. Still Short and Bomer back at D. And puck is dumped out of the zone. That should be an icing. All right, we'll have Myers, Robbins, Hepler up front with Conrad and Hill back at D. All right, pass, that's a goal. All right, goal from the Bombers at 10:42 left in the first here. Score is 0-1. Offsides. right, we got Boyer up front, Morris up front, and Peters up front with Conrad and Hill back at D. 3-on-2 here, shot and stopped by Black. All right, we'll have Christian and Short back at D. We'll have Ludlow, Burnett, and Page up front. All right, puck's out of the zone here to the neutral zone. Bombers have it. We're going to get a penalty here against us. And looks like Christian will go to the box here. Kind of stepped up to make a play. The other player ran into him. They're going to call that for a check. I don't think that was his intent. He was just kind of holding his ground and extending for the puck, but all right, we'll be on the penalty kill here. We'll have Bomer and Conrad back at D for this. We're going to have Ludlow and Burnett up front trying to kill this off. Puck comes out of the zone. Good pressure from our forwards here, kind of eating up some of the clock. All right, Ludlow's got it, skates it in, makes a move. It's a shot, that's a goal, shorthanded. All right, 1-1 game. Broken Ludlow. Alright, we are still on the penalty kill here. We'll have Short and Hill come in for D with, let's see, we've got Page and Myers up front. Shot blocked there by Short. Centering, ooh, nice pass. Black was screened on that one. He had no chance. Kind of nice spin pass from a Bombers player back to their own D. We had someone cut across the front. Kind of instead of just kind of coming squaring up and trying to block that shot, kind of turned, lifted a leg at the last second. Puck went between his legs and snuck in past Black. Not his fault on that. All right, we're back to 5-on-5 here. We've got Conrad and Bomer up front, or back at D. We've got Myers, Robbins, and Hepler up front. And score is 1-2 right now. All right, Conrad's got it. Tries to move it up, and that's going to be an ice. Nope, they wave it off. I don't know how. That looked like an ice. Robbins puts it up into the neutral zone here, and Myers is able to come up with it, and he'll dump it in. We'll go for a change. We've got Peters, Nice, Morris up front, Christian, and Hill back at D. And puck's out of the zone here. All right, Bombers have it behind their own net. And move it up the boards, kept in by Morris. Morris will dump it back in deep. And Nice will go in. The pressure kept into the blue line by Hill. And puck comes back to Christian. And shot goes high. All right, we've got Ludlow with the puck right now, Burnett and Page with his wings. Bomer and Short coming in at D right now. Short pinches up, but back for a 2-on-1 right now. And that's offsides. All right, we will keep those, keep the D at Bomer and Short. Up front, we've got Burnett and Boyer at wing with Ludlow at center. Collision there. All right, Boyer dumps it deep, and we'll get a change. Nice quick pass and shot back to Ludlow. Goalie stops it. All right, we'll have Conrad and Hill back at D. Robbins, Peters, and Hepler up front. Well, Robbins, did I say Peters, Robbins, Myers, and Hepler up front? Puck is out of the zone. And dumped down deep into our zone. Comes up to the blue line, kept in, shot from the Bombers player, gets deflected wide. Nice pass there, up to Myers. Oh, just off his skate. Still loose. Oh. All right, we've got Short and Christian back at D right now. Up front, we'll have Peters, Morris, and Nice. Play there by Nice, gets it out of the zone. He's going to bring it up the far side boards here. Nice stick there from Christian. Got a trip coming against the Bombers. We'll be on the power play here. Try and fix the clock because I was way off. We got 2:23 left here in the first. All right, we've got Bomer and Conrad back at D. We've got Ludlow, Burnett, and Page up front. Puck's back to Conrad, moves it over to Bomer. Tries to just get it in. And Bombers come in with speed. Man, that kid is quick. Off the post. We've got Robbins in, Ludlow's still in, Burnett's in. Puck comes back to Conrad. He's going to get a shot here. Oh, that gets tipped. That's in. Nice. That's a goal from Ludlow, I think. It looks like a Bombers player tipped that down. He kind of put his stick up on Conrad's shot, tipped it down, and it came right to us. All right. 2-2 game here. 1:06 remaining in the first, and we are back to full strength. Robbins has it here. That makes, I think, 2 goals for Ludlow. All right, we've got Hepler, Myers, Robbins are up front. Nice stick there by Christian. Gets it up to Myers. Hepler with a quick shot. We got less than 30 seconds here to go in the first. Puck's up to Robbins. We've got 5 seconds here to go. Quick shot. Snagged by the goaltender. We got a second left. I'm not even going to adjust the clock, but... All right, we've got an empty net. Let's see. And that's... Oh, man. Ouch. Bombers player takes a slap shot. One of our kids down the ice. I think it hit his face mask, unless it hit his neck. I don't know. He's up. He's all right. That's good. right, start of the second period here. We'll start with Braden Morris at center, Colin Peters at left wing, Declan Boyer at right wing, Finn Bomer and Mace Short back at D. Still Cam Black in net. All right, kept in by Bomer, sent towards the net, and Bombers will take it behind the net here. Kept in by Morris, and sends it deep again. Oh, collision there with our two forwards. Bombers will get it and bring it out of the zone here. Boyer sends it towards the net. The goalie snags it. All right, we will get a change here. Burnett, Ludlow, and Page up front. Hill and Conrad back at D. Puck is up to Hepler, who gets it dumped in. And we'll get a change here. We've got Hepler, Myers, Robbins up front, Short, and Christian back at D. Robbins has it, passes by the Myers. Myers skates it in, quick shot, and goalie covers it. Puck's gonna come back to Christian. Shot. That's in. It's a goal. Three to two. Beautiful shot. All right. We'll keep the same lines out. Offsides. All right, we'll have Bomer and Conrad at D. Still Hepler, Myers, Robbins up front. Took a bounce over the stick, and nice stop there from Black. All right, Myers keeps it in the blue line, toe drag, shot, still loose, and goalie covers. We're going to get a slashing penalty against the Bombers. And we'll will be on the power play here. We'll have Bomer and Conrad at D, Morris, Peters, Neese up front. Puck's kind of tied up right in front of the slot there. Bomer keeps it in and dumps it in. Nice pass back to Conrad at the point. Shot goes high. Bomer's got it, and he's going to go in with it. He's looking to the slot. His pass is over. Oh, man. Let's try. All right. Bomer's got it along the boards. Passes up to Peters on catches the Bombers on a line change. Peters shot. Goalie snags it. All right, we'll have Christian and Hill back at D. We'll have Page, Ludlow, Burnett up front. Kept in at the point. Still kept in at the point. Christian's got it. Passes back to Hill, back to Christian. Nice puck movement here. Centers it. Oh, stick's locked up on Burnett. That goes in. That's in. That's a goal. Puck must have been loose. I don't know who tapped it in there. If it was Page, or looks like Page is going first. But all right. Toledo's up 4-2 here with game about halfway over. We'll have Page, Ludlow, Burnett up front, Christian and Hill back at D. Christian's got it. He's going to skate it up, skate it in. Tries to get it centered. We'll bring in Short and Bomer at D. We'll have Robbins, Hepler, and Myers up front. Robbins banks it off the boards up to Myers. Can't get through traffic. Puck spurts to the middle. Hepler's got it. Centers it. That's a goal. I think that was Myers that scored that one. Sorry, I didn't start the clock on that. I had a bunch of stuff pop up on my phone, and my start button was covered. There's 7:40 left here. And Bombers call a timeout, it looks like. Toledo's up 5-2. Getting some revenge today. There's a lot of hockey left, though. I think Bombers scored 9 or 10 on us last time we played. right, timeout's over. We'll stick with Hepler. I don't know what just happened. All right, we'll start with Hepler, Myers, Robbins still. Myers with the puck over to Robbins. That's a goal. You got assists there from Bomer and Myers to Robbins. 6-2. All right, we'll keep Bomer in short back at D, keep our forwards the same. In at the blue line. Goes back to short behind the net. He's going to fling it up the boards. It's kind of a weird bounce. It just stops. Oh, nice block there by Bomer. And Myers has it and skates it in. Can't really get a shot off, but we're going to have a trip, I think, coming against us. Yeah, Robbins will go to the box. So we'll have Hill and Conrad back at D. We'll have Morris and Boyer up front. Squirts towards the middle. Ooh. Lucky there. Hill comes up with it, hits it up the boards over to Conrad. It's going to float to the blue line, but not out. Black covers that. All right, we'll bring in Short and Christian at D. We'll have Ludlow and Page up front. No. Who we got up front? Ludlow and Peters, I think. All right, Ludlow skates it up. He's going to get a scoring chance here. Takes it behind the net and couldn't get a shot off there. Short over to Christian. And we're going to, I think, get a trip there. We'll see. Do they call that offsides or trip? Just offsides. All right, that's good. All right, we'll keep Short and Christian back at D. We'll bring in Peters and Morris up front. Nice battle there from Morris. Comes up with the puck, and he's going to get it deep. He's killing this clock off, and he's going to get back and get into position. Christian ties it up along the boards there, and nice steal there from Robbins. Robbins will get a shot off, and goalie stops it. Oh. Penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5. We got Robbins, Morris, and I think Peters up front. Still Christian and Short back at D. Short's got it. He's looking for a pass. Nice. Gets it up to Ludlow. We got Ludlow, Burnett, and Page up front. Bomer and Conrad come in at D. And nice work from Ludlow. Gets a shot. They call a high stick on that. It looked like the Bombers player touched it first, but I must be wrong. So if we knock it down with a high stick and the other team touches it first and then we touch it like immediately afterwards, that's fine. No whistle. There should be no whistle. If our team knocks it down and we touch it first, then that puck comes all the way back down to our end for a face-off. So. Conrad's back with it. Tries to get it up and out of the zone. Gets it to the blue line, but not out. And still trying to get it out. There we go. At least we got it out of the zone. There's a trip. Big time trip. We got delayed penalty coming against the Bombers here. All right. They got the wrong guy. Why are they putting our guy in? They put the wrong kid in. He's the one that got tripped. They're still looking for the kid. I think the ref called the penalty, but got the number wrong. There we go. All right. That's right. All right. We got 253. All right, we'll have Bomer and Conrad still back at D here. We'll have Hepler, Robbins, Myers up front. Kept in by Bomer at the blue line and sends it down into the corner. Sent down deep. That'll be an icing. All right, we'll have Christian and Hill in at D. Still Hepler. Oh. Still Hepler, Robbins, and Myers up front. And we'll get a turnover here, one-on-one at least. That's way off. Myers, Robbins up front. Christian and Hill still back at D. Christian shot, rebound to Hepler, misses the net wide. Puck's still loose at the side of the net. Puck's still loose, and goaltender covers. We got about 12 seconds left here in the power play. We'll bring on Short and Bomer back at D. Up front, we'll have Robbins and Hepler and Myers still. It's back to Short. Shoots it. Back then. Gets a stick on it. Bomer comes up with that puck, sends it up the boards to Robbins. Myers, nice pass over to Robbins. Robbins shot, and goalie covers. All right, we'll keep Bomer and Short at D. We've got Neese, Peters, Morris up front. Less than a minute to play here in the second period. Comes back to Bomer, shot. Oh, you got it. Nice stick save there from Hill. Not from Hill, sorry, from Black. I don't know why I said Hill. And Morris dumps it deep. We'll get our D change out here. Start of the third period here. We'll have Hill and Conrad back at D. Up front's Page, Burnett, and Ludlow. Bombers cut through the middle. Multiple rebounds there, saved by Hill, or not Hill, by Black. Banks it off the boards, trying to get it deep. That was offsides, but it's all right. All right, Ludlow chips it up to Page here. Page gets hooked. Might get a penalty shot here. Let's see what they call. Yeah, I think they're gonna let Logan do a penalty shot. Here we go. And goaltender stops it. All right. Let's try Logan. That might be his first penalty shot that he's gotten taken. They don't happen very often. All right, I'll zoom back out here. All right, we'll have Short and Christian back at D, Myers, Robbins, and Hepler up front. Puck up to the blue line, but not out. Bombers come up with it, take it to the center, backhand, off the post. Bombers have hit the post 3 or 4 times this game, I think. All right, Hepler's got it, brings it in the zone. Puck's loose, and Bombers come up with it. We've got Bomer and Conrad coming in at D. There we go. Nice puck movement there. Puck's back to Conrad. Morris, Boyer, and Robbins up front right now. Bomer and Conrad back at D. Puck bounces out to Robbins, and he's going to dump it in, and he'll go for a change. Peters comes on for Robbins, it looks like. Oh, geez. That snuck in. All right. 6-3. All right, we've got Peters, Morris, Boyer up front. Hill and Christian back at D. And we've got a penalty coming up against us here. We'll be on the penalty kill. Looks like Boyer's going to the box for a cross check. All right, we'll keep, looks like Christian and Hill back at D. We'll have Burnett and I think Ludlow up front. Oh, man. All right, Ludlow's got it, gets it out of the zone. Collision at center ice. Hill's got it and dumps it in. Puck gets sent down. That might go for icing, and it sure does. All right, we'll keep Christian and Hill back at D. We're still on the penalty kill here. We'll keep Ludlow and Burnett up front. And we've got way less time on this penalty than what that suggests, just so you know. I don't know why it didn't start when I pressed it earlier. Ooh. All right, we got about 30 seconds. Oh, that'll go for icing. All right, let's see if I can fix this penalty here. All right, that should be about accurate. All right, we'll have Bomer and Short in it, D, Myers, and Page up front. Puck's to the blue line, but not out. Short's got it, sends it up. There we go. Back to Myers. Can't get through traffic. Watch the backside, Finn. Nice stick. All right. Penalty's over. We're back to 5-on-5. All right, we'll keep Bomer and Short. Up front, we've got Robbins, Myers, and looks like Hepler. Puck is out of the zone. Offsides. Face-off win, and puck comes back to Short. We're gonna have a trip coming against Short. So, oh, Bomer just touched it. That should have been a whistle. All right, there we go. we're gonna bring on, looks like Hill and Conrad for D, Myers and Hepler up front. There we go. Hepler is gonna get a shot here, backhand. Still might get another chance. Oh man, nice glove save there by the Bombers goalie. All right. So it shows we're on the power play. Let me fix this too. I put that up wrong. All right, that's pretty close. All right. Looks like same lines. Nice save there from Black. And there we go, cleared down the ice. I don't know that that's gonna get there. Sure does. All right, that's an icing.
Shorty.
All right, we'll have Bomer and Christian in at D, Neese and Morris up front. About 35 seconds left on the power play, or on the penalty kill here. Puck's kind of tied up along the boards there with Morris. Killing the clock at least. And puck's knocked down by Christian, sends up to Morris and down the ice.
Go, good.
Another battle come up to Bomer. Oh, Christian's back. Got a 2-on-1 developing here. Offsides. Whew. All right, we'll have Page, Ludlow, and Burnett up front. Bomer and Christian back at D. Puck's out of the zone, under the neutral zone here. Nice play there by Christian. We got Christian, Burnett, Ludlow. Ludlow's got it. That's a goal. That's a hat trick. All right, 7-3, about 4 minutes left to go here. All right, Conrad and Hill back at D. We've got Peters, Ludlow, and Burnett, it looks like. got a hook coming here. All right, that'll be Ludlow to the box. All right, so we'll have, looks like Conrad and Hill at D. Burnett and Peters up front. We're going to have a penalty coming against the Bombers. It's going to offset, looks like. So we'll still be down by one player. Should be 4-on-5 still. We need one more skater out. Unless they're going to do 3-on-4. All right, they're going to do 3-on-4, it looks like. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll have Morris, Hill, Conrad. Nope, now they're going to do 5-on-4. All right. So we'll have Neese and Morris up front. Hill and Conrad still back at D. Comes to the blue line and sneaks out. Puck's out of the zone here. We got Boyer come in, back to 5-on-5 here. Bombers escape from the corner, get a shot off, goes wide. Down to about 2 minutes left here in the game. A little less than 2 minutes. A little trip, they're gonna let that one go. We got Bomer and Short and a D. Robbins, Boyer, Myers up front. Oh, that one snuck in. All right, we'll have Hepler, Robbins, Myers up front, Short and Bomer and D. Homer's got it, flips it back up. A little bit of interference. Oh. Nice toe drag from Brendan. Alright, that's the game. 7-4 here. We play again, I think, at 4:30. Nice effort here. Much different than the first time we played them. All right, we'll see you guys later.